everybody, and thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Opening My Business with Jay Brule, where I'm just basically doing daily vlogs and taking you guys along on the ride with the ins and outs of opening my business. If you guys can, please do so subscribe, and I would definitely appreciate it. Alright, so today's topic is going to be about used equipment. Where do you buy it? How do you pick it up? And the ins and outs of doing that. Alright, so where are you going to look for used equipment at? Maybe the basic thing to do is go online onto Google, maybe your maps, and search for used equipment there. There's different companies that specialize in refurbishing, cleaning, and making sure that they're selling you equipment that works. There's also apps like OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, and there's just people that you may know that are closing their business, and you can just talk to them to see if they're going to be selling their equipment. So after you find a piece of equipment that you're interested in and you read over it and it looks good to you, the second thing that you're going to want to do is reach out to that customer and basically send them a message. I know that on OfferUp it has pre-messages, and I think on Facebook Marketplace as well. Hey, is this still available? Or if you're going to a company that resells it, you could basically just give them a call and say, hey, is this thing still available? And obviously, if you get in touch with your friends or family members that are closing their companies down, you can just ask them. So going the used route, it usually is going to be cheaper. So that's the main advantage, but it doesn't go without its concerns, right? And it's basically like buying anything used. You're going to want to check the quality of it. So one of the best ways to do that is to ask questions to the seller. Ask them questions like, how long have they had it? Was there any problems with it? Are there any problems that there are right now? If it's a refrigerator, you can ask, is it leaking? Or if it's an oven, are there any issues with it? Are you the first owner? So you want to ask all these types of questions even before you even step a foot outside to go there. Another thing to do is definitely ask for the model number, the make and model number, so you could look up online and kind of see the reviews on that as well. And if you're going to be opening up a restaurant, you definitely want to make sure that it's UL listed or NSF approved, because otherwise you're not even going to be able to use them, and I doubt they'll pass your health inspection. So you want to do those things. Ask questions, look up the make and model number, and make sure that it's NSF and UL listed. And then if everything sounds good, you talk to the buyer, you did your research, the price is somewhere in your ballpark, and the pictures look okay. The next thing you're going to want to do is go in. And when you get there, you want to give it a good inspection. If it's a refrigerator, ask the seller to please turn it on before you get there to make sure that it's getting the temp. That goes for a freezer or a refrigerator. If you're buying an oven or a stovetop, ask the seller if they can turn it on before you leave. So you want to go in and do a good inspection. Also for refrigerators, you want to make sure that there's lines connected, and leave the door open for a little, because once it reaches a certain temperature, the fan should kick on. So you want to make sure those things happen. You want to make sure the knobs are working on your ovens. If it's just a table, you want to make sure that it's nice and clean, or if it's not clean, you can clean it off. And you definitely want to make sure that it has those tags, the UL and an NSF sticker on there, because the health department is going to ask to see those. After that, you're going to want to see if there's a warranty. Now, if you're going to a business that professionally refurbishes its equipment and resells it, most likely they're going to offer you a warranty, whether it's a month, 2 months, 3 months. But I don't really see that too much on OfferUp, but you can tell them, hey, if this doesn't work, can I take it back? Sometimes, usually on OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace, all sales typically are final and sold as is. So you definitely want to make sure it works before you leave, because when you get there, things typically move fast, right? The seller's asking you questions. What are you gonna use it for? What business are you in? And no disrespect to them, but you're there to inspect the piece of equipment. So make sure that gets done, because once you leave, that piece of equipment's yours. And you gotta make sure that it's what you need. And last but not least, you're gonna have to go pick it up. So if you don't own a pickup truck, chances are you're gonna have to get on the phone with either your parents, a brother, a sister, a cousin, a friend, a coworker, or someone that owns a truck, and ask them if you can either borrow the truck or if they can go with you to pick up the piece of equipment. Sometimes when you're picking up extra large equipment, you're going to need to rent a U-Haul. And if you're going to rent a U-Haul, and if it's a really large piece of equipment, it's going to need a lift gate that goes up and down, or it's sometimes called a tuck under or an electronic lift gate. U-Hauls sometimes aren't going to work with bigger pieces of equipment, because if you're using a pallet jack, the pallet jack isn't going to fit on the ramp that the U-Hauls have. So you want to keep these things in mind when you're buying larger pieces of equipment, and how you're going to get it to where you're going, where your business is. And last but not least, here's a video of me picking up a refrigerator that I bought on OfferUp from a seller, and I actually went with my dad. So this guy was about 60 miles away from us, and he was offering it for $9, but we ended up buying it for $6. He's a great dude. When we got there, I inspected it. The inspection went a little fast, so I wasn't able to get too much footage of that, but I was definitely sure to inspect the refrigerator efficiently. Okay guys, I hope you enjoy. Thank you again for watching. Good night. Alright everyone, I hope you found this video useful, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so, and I would definitely appreciate it. As always, thank you for tuning in. My name is Jay Brule. Have a great night, stay safe. Thank you for watching.